the fuck?
Today is the first day of Michael in the woods of Robinson as a forest officer. By the time he reached, it was evening. Then as soon as he came out of the office in the open sky, he could see a cloud of heavy mist flying in the sky from the west, as if the whole forest was burning. On seeing this sight, Michael did not see either left or right and went towards the forest, sitting on a gypsy. Seeing Michael going to the forest, his associates also followed him in another vehicle. Michael, moving wildly in the forest, reached a dead end of the hill, from where the forest to the west was clearly visible. When Michael looked carefully, there was no fire anywhere. Then how was this mist? This question was beyond Michael's understanding. Only then, his associates also reached Michael, seeing which Michael said,
"What is the matter? Why is there so much fog in this part of the forest?"
No one has understood this till date, and whoever tried to understand lost his life.
Hearing these words from the mouth of the colleague, Michael became enraged, and before he could say anything, then he saw that in the forest below, some people are moving towards the mist, in which one man has a torch in his hand, which looked like a priest. It looked like some people were carrying the animal tied behind them.
Where are these people taking the animal from the forest?
While talking to his aide, Michael was about to head toward the car, when the aide stopped him and asked,
"Where are you going, sir?"
Even though nothing could be done with you guys, but now I have come here and there can be no poaching in the forest during my stay.
Michael was sitting in his car when his colleague said,
"Sir, these are not a vicious hunter, but the innocent people of the village, who are going to sacrifice to pacify the demons of mist."
After listening to the words of the demon from the mouth of his colleague, Michael saw him as if he was an illiterate person and was making a useless story. So he himself was about to take everyone along with his anger when another trouble arose. Everyone said that it would be night by the time they reached there, and by then their worship would also end. Hearing all this, Michael said,
"Okay, this is the first time in my eyes, so I am leaving. Send the news so that this does not happen in the future."
Hearing this talk of Michael, his colleague said,
"You have just come to this forest, sir. Why are you getting into trouble with the villagers? They don't follow any law and order. If you get in the way, your life is also in danger."
"Are you a man from the forest department or from the village?"
"First of all, sir, I belong to the village, and understand that it would be better if the city people do not stick their legs in every matter."
"How are you talking to sir? I am sorry, sir, but he is saying the right thing. This has been going on for centuries, and if we stop it now, then there may be a problem."
"Have these villagers considered the forest to be their fathers? They will do whatever they want. Remember, if you go to that side again, then you will be discharged. Then keep chasing away the demon of mist."
Saying this, Michael went back to the office. In no time, the discussions of his strictness started getting intensified among the villagers, because day by day, he was tightening his grip on the rules and regulations related to the forest. Also, he was making the condition of the rule breakers miserable. Now neither the villagers were able to bring firewood from the forest, nor they were able to graze their cattle in the forest. Then, soon the day came when mist started forming in the west of the forest. Michael was smoking a cigarette sitting on the same hill. Then once again, his eyes went to the same mist. He threw the cigarette and came down from the hill and moved in the same direction in the forest. As the evening was getting into its swing, the mist was getting thicker in that part of the forest, and in the end, the fog increased so much that Michael could not see anything in front of him, and in this affair, his car collided with a big tree. With the increasing fog, now the sky also turned black, and because of the car hitting the tree, Michael was also slightly injured. He got down from the car and started moving forward on foot. Then someone hit him on the back from behind and then disappeared back into the mist.
Who is this? Come in front. Why do you attack from back like cowards?
Michael had said this much, that only then the horrifying sounds of the neighing of the horse started coming from all sides, and at the same time, it seemed as if he was moving towards him. But the sound was coming from all sides in such a way that it was difficult for Michael to decide from which direction the danger was coming to him. Then he saw something shining in the mist in front of him. Due to fear, now even Michael started sweating, yet Michael said with courage,
Hey, who is it? Why don't you tell me? Tell me clearly, otherwise I will shoot you.
Michael had said this much, that he saw a torch in the mist. Don't know who threw what on it, but as soon as it collided with the fire of the torch, a bright spark spread all around. That's when Michael's eyes went to a person standing behind the torch, which was probably the same priest whom he had once seen from the top of the hill. But then Michael did not think that when he would come in front, his soul would tremble upon seeing him, because he was such a priest that if anyone saw him, death would come. His one eye was closed, as if someone had stitched it with a needle and thread. Michael mustered some courage and said to him,
It was you who attacked me. You know the meaning of raising hand on a government official. Oh, poaching. That's why you want to kill me.
I have saved you. Otherwise you would have been killed by that mist demon. Now move out of the way. Otherwise, we will all be killed if the sacrifice is delayed.
Did you consider me mad? You can fool the villagers in the name of a demon, but not me. Let's leave the animal now and keep walking, otherwise I will shoot all 5 here.
The priest was constantly trying to convince Michael that how important this sacrifice is, but he did not listen to him, and freed the animal on the power of his gun, and told them all to go back. But before anyone could do anything, there was a loud scream from somewhere, and the very next moment, those 5 men fell face down on the ground, and dragged and started going inside the forest. But Michael was standing safely. He could not understand how they fell, and how they were being pulled. So he also runs after him, so that he can find out the truth. While running he reaches near a wooden house across the mist, where those 4 men were not seen, but that priest was seen, fighting with the shadow of a huge mist with his powers. That's why Michael shot at that demon of mist in rush and went inside the house.
What is happening? And where did the other 4 go?
That monster took them.
Will you explain clearly what is happening here?
As soon as Michael asks, the screams of all 4 of them start echoing from inside the house, and the clouds start thundering, and once again, the horrifying sound of approaching horse starts coming from all sides. And the priest tremblingly says,
Now none of us will not survive. His revenge will be completed today.
And with this, he started telling Michael the years-old story. A businessman from outside had come to settle in this village, but seeing his progress, the landlord of the village became jealous of him and usurped his property and chased him away from the village. Being an outsider, he could not do anything, and with his hidden wealth, he started living in the woods, hiding with his family and horse. But when the landlord came to know about this, he broke down on him. There too, along with his 4 sons, together they looted. But this time, they did not stop here. Along with looting the property, they also raped the businessman's wife and then killed them all. The landlord was so ferocious that he killed the horse as well and set the whole house on fire. Then, when the smoke of that fire took the form of a demon, no one came to know. The landlord became rich by the looted property from them. But he knew how he got that money. to prevent some kind of untoward incident. He called the priest to perform holy rituals, but due to some reason, the priest got delayed. And before the priest reached there, the spirit of the businessman's family took the form of a mist and wreaked havoc on the landlord's mansion, and they started floating in the air like living corpses. Those souls who were burning in the fire of revenge did not even leave the house, and the children, they were hanging everyone in the air, waiting for death, because they had to take revenge, first from the landlord, whose condition was made worse by the demon of the mist, that he died while vomiting blood. That's why the priest also reached there. He did not know the whole matter, so he first thought of saving them, and with the help of his spell, started fighting alone with all the souls. And in the midst of all this, he had to lose his face, because being able to dwell on the demon of mist was not that easy either. The priest could not save the landlord, but told his son the way to escape, which was in the form of a sacrifice. And now this sacrifice was also for the priest, because he also helped to save them. But because of Michael, this time that sacrifice remained incomplete, and all four fell prey to the demon of mist. After knowing the whole story, Michael says,
"He has been punished for his deeds, but what will happen to you, priest?"
That's what happened to all four of them.
As soon as Michael saw this happening, he ran away without looking back. But then his foot hit a stone and he fell down, after which his eyes closed, and when they opened, there was no mist there. At the same time, it was morning, and the animals were sitting by his side, which he had freed, probably so that no other animal would attack Michael. At the time of unconsciousness, Michael understood all this when he found himself alive and began to love those animals. He also understood that the demon of the mist did not kill him, because he stopped the sacrifice and helped them to take their revenge.